Today I am deciding to stop working for today because my project broke. um, I have backups and whatnot. But I started off the day with the aim of creating a warp functionality for the beginning of the game. And then I started creating developer tools to disable the player's input, so I can control that via booleans. So you can see here, so I created the ability to disable the player controls. I added absolute node to the hull damage so that it doesn't go into negative, because I saw it in the velocity binding in the HUD, where I would get the velocity of the component, the ship mesh, and then I would use that to determine how much damage they take, and also the velocity displayed on the screen. So I had an absolute node for that, so it doesn't go into negative numbers. Then I clamped the hull integrity between 100 and 0, so there's no negative values, again ensuring that so it doesn't go below 0. I made an event that toggles visibility on the object information. So so I made an event dispatcher that it toggles the visibility of the object information on the specific scanning objects. I couldn't get it to work using their object references or using event dispatchers. It didn't work. What kept happening was every object that was scannable kept showing their object information. Whenever I scanned one object, it wouldn't show that specific object's information, it would show all of the information from all objects, which I didn't want that, even using like specific references. But I fixed it by matching the object names. Now it's not the name of the object as I found, it's the object name, which is a string that the engine uses to describe an instance of an object, of any object in the game. Often it takes the form of something like the actor name plus a number, like some random number. It would check that in the ray trace, and I started creating the functionality for the widget above each object that could be specifically scanned by the ray trace. I started creating the functionality for those to display the correct information about the object that it pertains to. However, in doing so, I changed something. I think I changed an event dispatcher, compiled it, and then it didn't crash, it just closed the project. And then I started trying to reopen it, and it just doesn't reopen. And I tried taking out certain pieces of information, so certain assets that I think was causing the project to not load, and it wasn't working, it still doesn't load. I deleted the entire content folder and loaded up that project, and it loads fine, so it is something to do with the content that is in there. It's okay. I didn't I can recreate it all, and I know how to do it now, so there's not much information lost. There's about 2 days worth of information lost, but really only 1 day information lost because I didn't actually work on the project yesterday. I just worked on the audio. So there's not much lost, and I can create it all again, so I'm not too worried about that. And because I've got the notes from it all, I can quickly create it. So how does what I did today, evaluation time, how does what I did today progress me towards meeting my short-term and long-term aims of progressing my skills through visual storytelling and technical art, or producing an impressive portfolio? Well, the specific scan is what I focus on today. The bits that I got working today, so like the velocity that you hit an object at will take a certain amount of damage from the hull, and it doesn't go into negative values. And I also quickly changed it so that the warning that warns you to repair your ship, that comes up as well. So that's like a visual aid to the player. I wouldn't say that they all of the things that I did today really make a lot of progress towards my aims of progressing my skills, or in technical art, or in producing an impressive portfolio, especially because I lost the work. However, the knowledge that I gained from making it the first time around, regardless of losing it, I feel will further help me tomorrow when I go back and recreate all of the functionality in creating something that's more impressive, in that yeah, it's more impressive, but also I feel like it's more visual. Yeah, I wouldn't say that a lot today has really progressed me towards that. So what worries occurred today? Well, the project doesn't open anymore. I did also have some other problems where I couldn't get the so I tried the object references and I couldn't get the widgets to show the relevant information from the specific object, and I couldn't get the widget to actually show, so I couldn't get the data to actually show, especially for one of the objects and not all of them at the same time. So those are the problems that occurred. What did I do about these problems? Well, I fixed it by using a different method. Rather than getting the references, I got the object names, and because I remembered whilst I took a break and I walked away from the project for a little bit, that the object names that the engine uses are specific to each instance, so that effectively can act as the object references as long as I don't change the object names at all, which I found a way of not doing. So there would have to be an exact match, including case, key case, for it to correctly display the widget, which effectively does exactly what an object reference does. So that's how I solved that problem. I tried to fix the broken project thing by copying in assets from previous backups, from deleting the assets that I created today and copying in assets from previous backups, so replacing some files but not all of them, the files that I thought were broken, but that didn't work. If I had to do the same thing again, what would I do differently? I'd say I'd say probably up, zip up and back up the project after each day, even at home. I do it at college, but not at home. So I do that at college, but not at home all of the time. So I'd probably do that, yeah. I often do it at home, but sometimes I forget. So maybe make like a reminder or some such in the project journal where I'm going to see it. That's what I do differently. So yeah.